Welcome back to Courtroom Moments channel for the most intense courtroom dramas and legal justice served cold. Today, we delve into the case of Philip Washington, a man whose crime spree led him straight into the harsh sentencing of Judge Boyd. But will a desperate attempt by his mother to shift blame save him? Let's find out. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our courtroom content.
3B and 2022 CR 3498B, State of Texas versus Philip Thomas Washington. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Marcus Sanders.
For the defense?
All
And are you Mr. Washington?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, in each of the cause numbers, you entered a plea of guilty. And cause number 2022 CR 3498B, you entered a plea of guilty to count 1. State waived count 2 in the repeater paragraph without objection. And 2022 CR 3873B, you pled guilty and the state waived the repeater count without objection. And each cause, I found that there was sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court found you guilty. According to the plea bargain agreement, there's no application. Each case is to run concurrent. There are several cases that are being taken in consideration, and the state is asking that your sentence be set at a cap of 22 years. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report?
Yes, Judge. Yeah.
Any objections to the PSI report?
None from the state. No.
State, do you have any witnesses?
Yes, Judge.
How many witnesses do you have?
1.
All right, if you can call your witness.
State calls Cynthia Martis.
All right, can you come forward and raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes. All right, you can lower your hand if you state your name for the record.
Cynthia Martis.
All right, state.
Thank you. Cynthia, are you aware why we're here today?
Yes, sir.
Are you one of the victims in cause number 2022 CR 3498B?
Yes.
And the judge is familiar with the facts of the case. I just want to go over a few details that may not have been in the report. What were you doing? Or what were you at first? Where were you at that day?
I was at home sitting on my chair, like I usually do, sit with my door open, and I was there with my friend, just sitting there watching TV, listening to my news, and I do volunteer work at home, and he was one of the people that helped me, get volunteer work, and I was helping him out as a place to stay, so he was there.
Okay. So let me ask you another question. How long had you been in that apartment?
About a week and a half.
Okay. You said you were sitting there with the door open?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the person that was with you, was that Kenneth?
Yes.
Okay. And you knew him from where you do volunteer work?
Yes.
What kind of volunteer work do you do?
I was helping at the Travis Street Park Church, which is where he works.
Okay. And what do y'all do there?
Everything. I usually work in the clothing room, and he runs the showers, the food. He tells everybody where to go.
Okay.
You do this, you do that, you do that.
And so on that day, the co-defendant came up to you, right? The female?
Yes, and I thought I knew her, but because I know a lot of people, but I help out. I feed people too on the side. So remember all their faces. Some people just need a shower or something. Hey, go ahead, take a shower.
Okay. And so that's why you let her use your phone?
She didn't use my phone.
Oh, whose phone did she use?
She didn't have a phone. She made an excuse that she had left her phone in her car,
Mm-hmm.
and she would look like she was stressed out. So she left my house, and she said, "Oh, I left my phone in the car." So she goes down. She comes back with a guy. I don't know who she is. The guy that helped me, with the volunteer work in, knew them. I have never seen these people before.
Did they enter into your apartment?
Yeah, because my door was open. They came and they said, "Do you remember me?" And I thought I did, but I really didn't. She said, "Come on, and let me know."
Who was it that had the gun?
This guy.
Had you ever had a gun pointed at you before?
Never in my life.
When he pointed at the gun at you, what did he take from you?
He took my purse. It was rent time, so I had just been to the bank, and so I had My rent's 800. Had enough money to pay my rent, and then all the bills are coming up. It's like, you know, beginning first of the month, all that stuff. So he took everything I grabbed. I went to call the police. He said, "Give me that." Everything I pulled out, give me that, give me that, give me that. And I was scared because there's a gun in my face.
The report mentioned that he, I guess, made you drop your pants and raise your shirt. Is that right?
Yeah.
And then afterwards, you said they took your phone. Did you end up finding pictures that were taken from your phone?
Yes.
Was the defendant in those pictures?
Yes.
And how has this offense affected you? Like, how are you dealing with it?
I still have my door open because I think as long as I pay my rent, I have that right. But it just reminds me that somebody could just walk in and take your life, blow your head off, and not think about it. And you've done nothing. What did I deserve to have somebody come and take my money that I work for? I work 2 jobs. I do home and health care. And I don't know why I was targeted. I worked so hard to help people, to have these strangers walk into my life and pull a gun on me. And I was scared. I'll never forget. Because he could have just killed me. You know, some people might rob you and say, "Okay, I got everything and go," but I couldn't take a chance. My friend, he said, he wouldn't empty his pockets. He said, you know, "Screw you," excuse my language. But I was scared. I never had this happen to me before in my life. Why? And it's a memory I'll never forget, because it could have been, I could not be here today had he chose to pull that gun. Why?
Your Honor, we'll pass a witness. No questions.
All right, thank you. Defense, do you have any witnesses?
I have one, Judge.
Yes, have them come forward.
Cheryl Washington.
Cheryl Washington. Can you come forward, please? All right, if you can raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand. State your name for the record.
Cheryl Washington.
All right, defense.
Ms. Washington, you're the mother of Philip Washington?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you verify some of the things that I showed you in the pre-sentence investigation?
Yes. He's been, as a child, he was kind of bipolar and, you know, he had some effects.
Does that continue his mental condition into
His mental
juvenile?
condition into juvenile, yes.
And recently, when all this crime was happening with him, what was changing in his life? What was going on there?
Well, I think drugs came effect in his life.
Did he become addicted to methamphetamine?
Yes, he did. Yes, he
had
did.
a new girlfriend that was running
And
around with you?
that's where he met. Before then, he wasn't doing. He came out from the 10 years that he previously had and was doing good. And when he met her, it went downhill.
How long was he doing good?
He was doing good the time he got up. I'd say 7 months the time he was out.
But when the methamphetamine
He lost all control.
Passive.
All right, thank you.
No question.
That's all for me.
Yes, thank you so much. Any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Washington, anything you wish to say? All right, you want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
No.
All right, you can lower your hand.
Judge.
I think they're going to have questions for you.
Oh.
All right, so here's my question. Why are you pointing guns in people's faces?
I have no excuse.
Why didn't you get a job?
I didn't have a job at Toyota. No.
So why are you taking money from somebody who's working 2 jobs to support themselves?
Influence. It's not really an excuse, Your Honor.
Why are you bringing your mom down here for this nonsense that you have done? Because this is what I've discovered. People, when they get in trouble, who do they always call? Their mom. Why didn't you call your mom before you did this nonsense? How old are you?
2 years old, Your Honor.
So you're old enough to know better. And a lot of people have problems in their life. I know a lot of people who have mental health issues, a lot of people who have drug issues. This is not the way to go. You could end up killing her. You could end up getting killed yourself. All right. All right, is there anything else? Because the court is going to make its ruling. All right. Then each of the cause numbers, the court is going to sentence you to 22 years in the prison, give you credit for. There's a $500 fine, and each cause number's time and money rank concurrent. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon in each cause number. Cases taken in consideration are 2022 CR 3501, JN numbers 2049196, 2076193. You are to agree that you committed the court is finding that you committed the offenses of aggravated robbery on December 27, 2021, December 30th, 2021, and January 5th, 2022, with and in concert with Petra Calderon. There's to be no contact with Cassandra Acosta, Jorge Colmenares, Kenneth Henry, and Cynthia Murray or Morris. Is there anything else from either side with regards to sentencing? And each of the cause numbers, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them and did you sign them? All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. If you have a question, you're also not allowed to own or possess any weapons or firearms. Do you understand? If you have a question of a weapon, what a weapon is.
In the end, justice was served. Judge Boyd handed down a sentence that reflects the severity of Philip Washington's actions. The emotional testimony from the victim sealed the courtroom's atmosphere, leaving no doubt about the consequences of such reckless criminal behavior. Stay tuned for more cases like this on Courtroom Moments. Remember to like, comment, and share your thoughts. Let us know what you think of today's case. See you next time.